My next question for you um, was in regards to the halal stunning of or not the halal stunning, but the stunning of animals. What are the guidelines in regards to the different types of stunning, and how does that incorporate into the halal compliance standards?
So basically, it's a very important question, Ibrahim, regarding the stunning, and it has been widely asked, and it's a sort of matter of concern for a lot of people and even the regulatory authorities as well in various countries, and therefore the guidelines, the regulations in different markets is a bit different about it. So if you talk about the main GCC market, we find that the GSO Halal standard, which is a Gulf Standard Organization's Halal standard, and also has been developed by the UAE's Halal standardization body, which is ESMA, Emirates Authority for Standardization and Metrology. In their standard, which is numbered as 993, they have prohibited stunning for poultry. All types of stunning is not allowed, impermissible for poultry. However, if you look at the Malaysian standard, we find that the Malaysian standard still allows stunning for poultry as well. And if you go towards CIMIC OIC Halal standard, it also discourages stunning for poultry. And if you look at the Pakistan Halal standard, for example, so it has specifically mentioned that uh, poultry stunning is not allowed. Anyway, but if you talk about the large animals like cattle and or muttons, for example, so in the case of large animals, stunning is still permissible, although it has been discouraged, but it is still permissible with specific conditions. There are specific requirements which are again specifically mentioned in the standard, and they are very particular requirements. For example, if it depends on the class of animal, if it's, for example, buffalo, then it could be stun the voltage. If it is electrical stun, for example, the most important thing to understand is that no penetrative stunning is allowed. Only non-penetrative stunning is allowed, and that too with specific voltage, ampere, and number of seconds where you can do the stunning. So for buffalo, a specific voltage could be there. It could be done for specific number of seconds. For example, 5 seconds. For example, if it is, for example, a cattle, or if it's a cow, or if it's, for example, mutton, then the second has to be lesser. It has to be on this much voltage and this much ampere. So the standard has specific guidelines which has to be implemented by the organization, and it has to be strictly monitored by the certification body which is certifying the organization through their regular supervisor or meat inspector who is stationed in the slaughterhouse and inspecting the slaughtering process. So I would again say that it is again discouraged, but if it is a requirement, you have to do it, then you have to do it in a specific way to ensure that this stunning does not kill the animal. The purpose of stunning should only be to make the animal unconscious. It should not be stunned to kill. It is not allowed. And if it kills the animal, if the animal, for example, was a weak animal, and if it died because of that stunning, then that animal, a dead animal, would not be considered halal. It has to be removed from the slaughtering line. It has to be removed from the chain, and it has to be taken to the quarantine area from where it has to be discarded in a very controlled manner, so it does not causes spreadness of particular diseases. Well, the use of stunning equipment shall be under the supervision of a trained Muslim officer, and it has to be periodically monitored by an accredited halal certification body. So there are strict parameters for the stunning for large animals as well. Now, if we talk about the types of stunning we have various types of stunning. It could be captive bolt stunning, it could be electrical stunning, it could be hammer stunning, and it could be gas stunning as well. So captive bolt stunning is type of stunning. You might have seen there is a type of a pistol, for example, a gun which is kept on the head of the animal, and there is a bolt which comes out, a needle in fact, which goes inside the head, and that makes the animal unconscious. It falls down, and then it is slaughtered. Since it is penetrative stunning, it is not allowed. Electrical stunning. Electrical stunning, whether it's done on the ears or on the head, for example, but since it's non-penetrative, it is considered permissible as per few standards only for large animal, and has to be done under controlled environment, as I mentioned earlier. hammer stunning is strictly not allowed because it's really, really very much painful for the animal. There is a hammer which is being put on the head of the animal, which causes unnecessary additional pain. The animal becomes unconscious and at times it dies as well. And there have been instances, for example, where the hammer was stuck with such a heavy force that the bone broke down. The skull broke, in fact. Therefore, hammer stunning is absolutely not allowed. Not allowed at all. Then the last one is gas stunning. In fact, there is a gas chamber where the animal is sent inside this gas chamber, and there is a gas, carbon dioxide gas, and the animal becomes unconscious. Even for poultry, it's used for poultry as well in couple of countries as well. We have observed it that there are a lot of poultry carrots and they are sent inside the gas chamber, and then the gas comes out and the poultry becomes unconscious. What we have observed, and there have been studies about it, and it has been proven as well by the technical experts and scientific researchers as well, that this gas tanning also causes the death of birds and death of animals. Therefore, it is also not permissible. The reason is because if few animals die, you won't be able to identify those animals because some of them are dead and some of them are unconscious. It is not possible for you to go and check or inspect each and every animal's heartbeat, whether it was working or was it dead. Every animal is unconscious, some of them are dead, and if they are dead, they are not halal. Therefore, since it's difficult to identify, therefore it is strictly not allowed. So this is something about the stunning and the modern practices in the industry, and that is why it is not recommended. But at some time, in certain countries, in certain markets like European Union and some other markets, because of the governmental requirements related to animal welfare, the organizations are bound to carry out stunning process, but still they have to ensure that the animal is not dead because of stunning. Thank you.